It is Wednesday, November 13th. Good morning, good afternoon, good night, whatever you're listening, whatever time, I don't care. Glad you're here. All right, it is episode 9. On today's podcast, I talk a little about, I went and did a 5K. I went on tour as well. We have another segment of Triggered. I talk some of my old music, a couple more stories, and also, I was bullied a little bit. Okay, this is Correct Opinions Roll Music. Correct Opinions. Correct Opinions. We're back here in the podcast studio. I added a couple more updates. I mean, it's looking slick, right? If you're watching on YouTube, check it out. If you're listening, what's up? I just got back. I was on tour, right? I went on a little tour. I went to several places, but I went on tour. I did 4 shows through the heartland of the country. Started in Madison. I made a joke up there. 2 of my exes are named Madison. And just like the city up there, they were cold and white. Not really. But anyways, first show in Madison. That place was amazing. That comedy club was amazing. We had 4 sold out shows, and I was kind of like, well, hope this goes well. And I think it did. I met several of you who are like, Trey from the podcast sent me. Thank you. Not Trey from the regular videos, Trey from the podcast specifically. So shout out to y'all. A lot of podcast listeners were at the shows. It was great. Had a great time. Hoping to do a lot more shows coming to your city next year. It's great. I was, when I first landed in Madison, kind of step outside. It's pretty cold, waiting on the driver to come around, and my tour manager picking us up, and this man in a full-length trench coat and a fedora pops out and goes, "Is this for the bus to Chicago?" And I go, what? Not what? And he just turns and walks off. I think I met a time traveler. I think I'm full floor-length trench coat, a fedora with a feather, I think a duck feather maybe. He goes, "Is this where I catch the bus to Chicago?" I was like, what? I have AirPods in and Dooless God Bless hoodie. Like, what? He goes, and he runs off. He was like 82. He runs off. I was like, wait, did you travel in time? I have so many questions for you. What is those contraptions in your ears? Oh, they're brand new. They're noise canceling, by the way, so I can't really hear you. Shut up. No. I think I met a time traveler. I also have a bone to pick with Southwest. Anyone notice? It took me a while to catch on until I finally realized these things are gone. No more of those sweet honey roasted peanuts. That was always a staple of my Southwest trip. Now they're trying to hand me pretzels. I darn near want to bat them out of their hand when they try to hand it to me. Ugh, just like some bland, 8 pretzels in a bag. Get that out of my face. I'm A-list. Yeah, not to brag. I'm A-list. Southwest. Maybe that's the thing. If you're just on Southwest every now and then you get pretzels. A-list, give me some honey roasted pretzels. That's their new thing. They stopped doing that. Would you like some pretzels? No. I mean, I get it. It's a cost thing, but geez. I'm glad when they at least ask. Sometimes they just hand it to you, and I'm like, oh, well, those are going right in the trash. Ugh. I have nothing against pretzels, but compared to honey roasted peanuts, just bland old pretzels or honey roasted peanuts, I mean, we're talking more sustenance, more calories, more nutrition, more flavor, all around. All around, man. But yeah, went on tour. It was a great time. Got to meet a lot of y'all. So I never thought I'd be doing all this. So I'm just really grateful. I want to say thanks to you guys who've just rocked with me for how many years. I've been making videos for 6 or 7 years, and I never thought I would, my whole life, do live shows. So it was fun. Why'd I just, gosh, do you guys ever do that? Where sometimes you just do a thing, you realize this, when you're around adults or your parents or something, and they say very dad things. Well, do you want any butter, son? But her, I don't know, just some dad, why do all dads say that? And then you do something like, thanks for coming to my shows. And then I'm like, what? Am I 49? What am I doing? You just start doing them. I have a big staple of my everyday conversations are like, hey, have a good. Take care now. Have a good. Why am I talking like that? I'm not 80. We just start to do it. I don't know what it is, and someone needs to study that. Seriously, we do all sorts of other studies. We found in 20... I saw some study yesterday. It was like, we found in 20 people, if they ate 3 Brazil nuts a month, their cholesterol went down 10 points. Who's doing these studies? Who is paying for it? These people go to school for how many years and do stuff like that? I feel like we need to be figuring out a lot more other things. You know what I'm talking about? Like, if, I don't know, just really, it's like, who's funding this? We found that if you talk to 4 people per day, your happiness goes up by 1%. Like, who, what? How do you figure that out? Who's studying these things? We need to study. I forgot what I was even talking about. I forgot what I was even talking about. I got so fired up about it. But I ran a 5K. Yep. After I finished my tour, I went down to Jacksonville, Florida. I'm recording this on Veterans Day. Thanks to all the troops, for real. We take that for granted, for sure. But I went down to Jacksonville. It was the Wounded Warrior Project 5K, so it supports disabled veterans. It was great. Pretty annoying. I went down to Jacksonville, and it was only like 58 degrees. I thought it'd be warmer, but listen to this train wreck of travel I have to Jacksonville, but I'm going to bring it full circle. Hold on. So I finished a tour, and then I hop on a flight to go to Jacksonville, Florida. Jacksonville's like a small-ish city, so there were no directs. I had to like layover. If you travel enough, you know layovers are like, oh. So I'm doing 24 hours in Jacksonville. I'm literally like flight. I'm there for 14 hours, flight, done. So I'm in there. I landed in Jacksonville at like 10 p.m. I go to I did a Hotel Tonight. It's like, oh, great service. I thought I did Hotel Tonight. You're able to find like typically like pretty cool hotel for cheaper than usual. So I book it. It says on there like, would you like one, like a room with 2 beds or a room with 1 bed? I go, room with 1. I go there. I check in. It gives me the things. It's 10:30. I'm literally just going to bed. I'm waking up at like 6:30 to do this 5K thing. And I'm like a part of it to some degree. So I'm like doing a live stream, a couple interviews. It's fun. So I'm just going to bed. I'm getting up. I'm leaving. And I get to my room and it's 2 full beds. Now, maybe a lot of people will be like, whatever. But I have a particular trait where this probably isn't great, but I'm like, no. I paid good money, my good money for a king bed, a room with 1 bed. So I marched my booty back down there. I said, she's like, is there a problem, sir? Like, I had booked a room with 1 bed. It was a room with 2 beds or 2 fulls. Could I just get the king? She goes, and she starts freaking out. She's like, type it. You know, when the customer service, you're with somewhere like an airport or whatever, and they're like, type it. It's like, are you just like trying to squeeze in another chapter in your autobiography? What are you typing? I just switched the room to what are you typing back there? And then she goes off back in the back door, and I'm standing there like, what? Did I just like crash their servers? This isn't a complicated request. Manager comes back, and then finally they're like, sir, we have no more of those beds. And I was kind of like, oh, well, then why was I booked it, and they were very nice. Like, well, could we give you a complimentary brunch? I'm like, well, I'm kind of getting up and running and leaving, so I'm not even going to really eat. Like, a couple drinks from the bar. I'm like, I don't want that before my 5K. So they're trying to help, and I'm like, you know what? I had to. So they're like, it was through Hotel Tonight. You got to deal with them. So I had to call on hold, get it canceled, get it refunded. I'm going to go to another place. Silly? I don't know, but I'm like, hey, I signed up for this. I paid money to get like a good king bed. I'm going to get it. So I'm like, there's literally a hotel like 3 blocks down the street. It's even a little cheaper. It has the bed on the app. I book it, but then I call to double confirm, right? Because I don't want it to happen again. The lady's like, yes, we have a king bed for you. Come on. King. She didn't call me that. And right as I'm like calling an Uber to just quickly make like a 2-minute drive, it starts raining and a production of Wicked lets out. I mean, literally like 2,000 people just flood the streets. Next thing you know, it takes me 45 minutes to finally get to the next hotel, where I check in and they go, all right, so hope it's not an issue, sir. All we have left are rooms with 2 beds. What? Dude, and I'm like, hey, I called, and she's like, oh, she was just kind of like, well, I'm sorry. So I end up with not my king bed. It's a disaster. I'm like so annoyed, right? Okay, whatever. I get in the bed. The bed, I was at a Hyatt. The bed, cardboard sheets, I think. I was shocked at, I'm very particular with my sleeping. I was just like, these sheets kind of suck. So I'm probably already mad. So it's like I'm being dramatic, but I felt I didn't sleep well. I got up early. I got to go do all this, run a 5K. So I get there. I get to the place. And then I realized like my flight, this was my own fault. I booked the wrong flight. So like I don't think I can do the 5K and then get to my flight in time. So I'm literally walking the 5K on the line with the airline, trying to move my flight back. So, I'm just like, everything's going, this is horrible, dude. And then I looked around, and I was at a 5K supporting disabled veterans, and there's several men and women like running on one leg or like wheelchairing a 5K. And I'm like, I didn't have a king bed with at least 1,500 count. I'm like, I sucked. I was like, oh, I'm so annoyed. I have a layover and I didn't sleep that well. I forgot my Tempur-Pedic pillow. I didn't sleep well. And I literally got passed in a 5K. I'm online with the airline. Like I'm on hold for 10 minutes. I'm like, this is the worst day ever. And I watch a guy. He has his wife sitting in his lap. He has no legs, and he's wheelchairing past me. I'm just like, dude, I just need to go hide in the woods or something. Gosh, what? For real, these guys served our country and like literally gave up. Some of them gave up limbs, sacrificed literally their bodies. It's unbelievable. And they're out here like trying to raise money for themselves and their colleagues and comrades. I'm not sure of the correct term. And I'm like, if these hotels don't get better sheets, I swear. Gosh, man, wake up call. Hope it's a wake up call to someone listening. I don't know. Maybe you're like, I'm having the worst day because my Starbucks order was wrong, and then this guy cut me off in traffic. I mean, these guys. Yeah. So that was kind of like, well, I suck. And I ran the race, and I met several of the vets who were so nice, and they're like, thank you for being here. I'm like, what? Thank you for making the country be here, dude. Like, give me a break. You guys. So yeah, that was kind of funny, but also very pathetic. Very pathetic of me. So yeah, so that was good. And I flew, I really did have a good time. It was a refreshing time. Shout out to the troops. WoundedWarriorProject.com or WWP.com is the website. Wounded Warrior Project. Google it. Donate if you can. Shout out to the troops, man. God bless. I did the 5K. Like I said, I half walked it. I finished it. But let me tell you, I'm not made up for endurance training, dude. We talk about, God has a plan, right? I'm out here like making jokes for a living. Thank goodness. And thank goodness these tough men and women are serving our country. U.S. wouldn't be doing too well if it was a bunch of me out there protecting the country. I was always got last in the mile in all the sports. I would get second to last behind like the 6'6", 300-pound kid who I'd make sure. I was like, okay, I have some amount of pride. I got to beat that kid. But I just didn't have it, man. I don't know. In college, I had a fat phase. I had like a chubby face. Looking back at photos is brutal. I mean, I have to find that somewhere. It's not like horrible, but it was kind of, you're like, oh, wow. It just kind of creeps up on you. You like gradually gain weight and then you lose it and you look back at the photo. I'm like, ugh. But I remember it hit me when I went back for Easter one year and all my family was like, man, you're eating good up there in college, huh? Shout out to my family for keeping it 100. I thought it was funny because I went and got a new license because mine expired. And in the license, I did a look like this. If you can't see me, I'm just doing like the douchiest smirk ever. Like, and I was like showing it to people because I thought it was funny. And my mom just goes, you look pretty chubby in that. I'm like, Wow. Thanks. But also don't make a funny face in your ID, because like I had like a professional internship the next summer. Like, we need a copy of our ID, and I hand it to her. And it's like me, like with a scraggly beard, and I'm chubby, and I'm making just like this big, like side grin. It's right. Hand it to like a bouncer at a bar, and he'd just like roll his eyes and hand it back to me. Like, sir, you're not even allowed in here. You are such a tool. But I got a little chubby, and then I said, you know what? I'm going to do a triathlon. I'm going to do a half Ironman. That's how I'm going to solve this. Because there's no happy medium in my life. I either gorge myself and gain a bunch of weight, and then I'm like, all right, I'm going to go like vegan and do an Ironman. Well, that's what I did. I lost the weight, but then I gained it back because, extremes. I kind of just get to and fro, but I did it, man. And I got, out of 84 people, age 18 to 24, I got 82nd. And I think the last two just didn't finish. So of the people that finished, I got last. I wouldn't do it. The troops out here sacrificing their bodies, like doing hardcore training. I'm like, if I had just been able to have a Sprite to kind of get the gas out, I would have done a better time. I'm just pathetic. It is. I'm pathetic. I can't even talk. All right, we're going to move on because we're going to move on to another segment of Ooh, we're going to start with the juicy one. It was a few episodes ago. I kind of riffed on thank you notes. People who people these days aren't sending sincere thank you notes. Like, ugh, I got to write these. Hey, thanks for coming to my wedding. Thank you for the gift. It meant a lot. Good to see you. Signed. Blah. Ugh, hate it. It's like, just don't send me one. So someone sent me a Facebook post, and this is gold. I'm just going to read it verbatim. Okay. I'm not going to name names, but a fan sent me a Facebook post. Check it out. The Facebook status reads, "Hey, fellow nines. Please don't judge me for this. Nines as the Enneagram 9, which we might need to touch on that. Hey, fellow nines. Enneagram's like a personality test. It's like it's silly. Just don't worry about it. Don't judge me for this. I just need love and advice, please." Very millennial thing to say. Hey, I'm about to explain to you something I've done that's very dumb, and I only want you to love me for it. Just love and advice, please. It's been over 3 years since my husband and I have been married, and we still haven't sent out thank you cards for our wedding gifts. Cringe emoji. Ugh. We just kept putting it off, and I can't believe it's been so long now. Parentheses, I was great at ordering blank cards with a pic of us from our wedding as soon as we got wedding photos back. Ha ha. End parentheses. I still want to send them out, and my husband doesn't think we should. We're both so embarrassed. I thought maybe we could send them at Christmas this year and kind of like update them on our lives and say thank you for coming to our wedding and for their gift. Parentheses. It feels weird now thanking them for specific things for some reason too. Though I think we still do have the list somewhere. In parentheses. I was thinking too we can make a joke at our expense. Like maybe something about us both being procrastinators. I don't know. I just don't want people to ridicule us. And well, you're in the wrong place. And I sometimes agree with my husband. It's better not to send them because I'm sure they've forgotten by now. How would you handle this? Anyone else been there? Let me make something very clear. To anyone who, if there's ever a situation where I've, given you something and it might be a thank you note situation, let me make something crystal clear. If I ever receive a thank you note from you, 3 years later, I will hunt you down, personally give it back to you and say, I'll hunt you down. I'll give you the thank you note card back, paper clipped to a restraining order because you're crazy and I don't want to ever talk to you again. 3 years. Why is this even on? I mean, that's a deal where most of the people probably don't think about it. And if they did, they forgot about it like 6 months later. Well, she's kind of a brat. She didn't even thank me. 3 years later, it's like, oh, this girl really is the worst. 3 years, dude. I love that. Anyone have an idea? Maybe we can like make it kind of funny and like, haha, we're procrastinators. Like, Merry Christmas. No. Happy holiday. 'Tis the season to never send me like this again. I mean... God bless 3 years later. I loved that, man. I loved that. 3 years later, just the thank you notes thing. If you don't mean it, don't do it. If it's taking you 3, that's the biggest point, right? If it's been 3 years and you haven't written it, you are not thankful. That has been solidified. There's no point. If it's been, here's my limit. 3 months. We get it. You're on a honeymoon. You're kind of doing that. 3 months is a lot, I think. But if it passes 3 months, I get your thank you card, you're not thankful. That's been solidified. 3 years, you're not sane. And then the Enneagram. I don't know how much you know about that. I'm an Enneagram 8. Pretty much just me. It just reads I'm just a big old tool who just bosses people around, and it's very accurate. So I don't know. I don't actually want to talk about Enneagram. Just look it up. I would love to know your thoughts. Hit me up. But no. Continuing our segment on Triggered while I take a sip of my liqueur. No, birthdays. My birthday's coming up. I say that's why it's top of mind for me. I don't care it's my birthday. If you post that it's your birthday, that really grinds my gears. Well, 28 laps around the sun. Today is my birthday. Don't announce it. Dude, people don't care about birthdays. They care about their birthday. They're saying birthday to you so you can say it to them. I've made it known, don't care about my birthday. I took my birthday off my Facebook profile. I had 3.5 people tell me happy birthday. I say 3.5 because it was my parents and a friend and then some cousin because my mom reminded them. That's a half point. This doesn't, my God, you don't really care. It's fine. Any birthday, it's fine. I'm 20. I'm turning 27. Don't care. Any birthday past 21, it almost feels childish. That's a hot take maybe, but I just don't get it's when you're a kid, you're really excited about it. What are the 2 things you're probably most excited about as a kid? Birthday and Santa. We grow out of Santa, maybe grow out of your birthday. Ever thought of that? You see an 8-year-old who's like, it's my birthday tomorrow, it's my birthday tomorrow, it's my birthday tomorrow. And you're like, oh, that's so cute. We're going to throw you a Fortnite party. Well, can I have the battle pass? Or what's the other thing? Santa comes. But eventually we're like, okay, Santa's not even real. And that was silly. We'll just do that for our children. But we have 26-year-old girls going, my birthday's tomorrow, my birthday's. We have 28-year-old dudes. It's my birthday today, it's my birthday today, it's my birthday today. Grow up. How about that? I don't know. It's a little harsh. I'm sorry. I'm gonna take that back a little bit. But my birthday's coming up. I keep getting pestered what do you want for a birthday? I'm like, I truly don't. I don't know what that is about me. I don't want any gifts. I don't want to deal with it. What I want for my birthday, is to be left alone. I'll write my wish list. Here it is. Leave me alone. I'm a simple man, right? I'm a simple man. What do I want for my birthday for you to? Shut up, shut up, shut up, shut up. Okay, thank you so much. That has been another segment of Triggered. Correct Opinions is brought to you by BetterHelp. BetterHelp. Is there something interfering with your happiness or preventing you from achieving your goals? I know for me, I've said it once, I'll say it again. It's I'm a high anxiety guy. I get all stressed. It's tough for me to be kind of lighthearted and funny. When I'm like that, well, BetterHelp helps with that issue. They will assess your needs and match you with your own licensed professional therapist. You can start communicating in under 24 hours. There's a broad range of expertise in BetterHelp's counselor network, which may not be locally available in your areas. BetterHelp is committed to facilitating great therapeutic matches, so they make it easy and free to change counselors if needed. You can visit their website, betterhelp.com/reviews, and read the testimonials for yourself. They're posted there daily. And I have an offer for you guys listening. Visit betterhelp.com/Trey. That's BetterHelp, HELP, and join the over 500,000 people taking charge of the mental health with the help of an experienced professional. You get 10% off your first month. That's right, 10% off your first month at betterhelp.com/Trey, betterhelp.com/TREY. I'm literally rocking Mack Weldon sweats right now. They're comfy, they're sleek. I travel in them, they're great. They got nice pockets, you got a little zipper, keep your stuff nice. I love them. Their mission is simple, to make sure all your basics and beyond are smartly designed and shopping for them is easy and convenient. Mack Weldon is better than whatever you're wearing right now. It is a premium men's essentials brand that believes in smart design and premium fabrics. Okay? Not only does Mack Weldon's underwear, socks, and shirts and pants look good, they perform well too. It's good for working out, going to work, going out on dates, just everyday life. Okay? And I have an offer for you guys. For 20% off your first order, visit MackWeldon.com and enter promo code TREY. MackWeldon.com, promo code TREY, and you get 20% off your first order. Go get it now. Give somebody some present or something. Christmas, holidays, MackWeldon.com, promo code TREY. I'm a gamer, man. Any gamers out there? I go in phases and I'm playing video games again. My favorite thing about video games is just the dichotomy between men and women. All dudes love video games. All girls do not get it. I've never seen Katie, my fiance, judge me so hard than like playing video games. The other day she was over. I had a video game on. I was like, I'm wrapping up. I'm fine. And she kept kind of like getting in front of the TV a little bit. I'm like, hey, I'm sorry. You're kind of getting in the way. And she'd be like, okay, sorry. And then she moved in the way a little bit again. I'm like, sweetheart. I don't call her that, but snooker bears, please. And you could tell she just didn't care at all. She was like, and eventually, I think she started it on purpose. I was like, okay, you're messing up my game. She was just rolled her eyes. I was like, hey, I can tell you don't care about this, but I do. Okay, you should care. My interests are your interests. And she's like, I'm about to unplug it. Turn it off. I've never been so turned off. Turn it off. I'm a gamer, man. And nothing makes me angrier. Nothing makes girls more confused, and nothing makes men angrier than video games. I've put holes in walls. I'm pretty chill, dude, I feel like, in a lot of ways. But video games. Oh, pass the ball. You're so lucky, dude. He's slamming controllers. I mean, I'm wrapping up this podcast. I'm going to go play video games. I can't wait. I'm going to play one of my buddies in video games, and I know it's going to be so fun because I'm just one of my best friends. I'm just going to talk to him like I hate his guts. And like, if some girl oversees this, she's like, sometimes I judge girls a lot because of that they're attracted to us, right? I can like get outside myself and view this. Like me and this grown man, we're both 27 screaming at each other, I hate you, dude. I'm going to beat you in this video game, in this made up thing. And girls are like, you guys like us, dude. It's crazy. That's something to think about. So a lot of y'all enjoyed kind of me breaking down some stories of me singing and whatnot. I have a treat for you guys I wanted to share because a lot of you might not know about it. I mentioned in, I think it was last week's podcast, I kind of started singing. I started in college, and then I started making music. And this is the first song I ever wrote. I paid some goober like $200 to produce it, and it just, I'm just gonna play it. Okay, we're gonna dive into this. It's titled "One More Time." And context here, I recorded this in college. I'm gonna put it. This is gonna be good. Let's just listen to it because this. Oh, beautiful. Me and if you were on tour, Alan, who played the piano, me and him whipped this up, dude, with the help of a producer, if you will. All right, let this take you away. I never thought this was the way it worked. Okay, hold on. We gotta get some chorus. Here we go with this big chorus here. Baby, let me explain how my world's made complete, baby. So extra. Just straining. Okay, context. I mean, that is not an easy listen. Some of you are like, no, it's good. Hold on. I used to sing that like like at a place called Cuppies and Joe, like in a coffee shop, just in the corner, like a piano, me on a mic. People in there just trying to like have, it's just a little side mic in a coffee shop. People, yeah, I'll take the rosemary latte. That'd be great. And me in the corner just, it's like, oh my gosh. Just hand to someone a glass jar of cold brew. It just shatters. That was intense, man. It was the first song ever, man. The first Trey Kennedy single. I remember we put it on iTunes. And at the time, I was kind of like getting big on Vine. Put it on iTunes. Or I wasn't yet, actually. Put it on iTunes before I had anywhere on social media. Put it on iTunes. We're thinking, yeah, conservative, maybe like 1,000 downloads. We'll walk away with like $500 each. Conservative. It's like 71 people downloaded it, and 68 of them were like my mom and her bunko group. I was like, wow, this is a wake-up call. It's just, I remember that. I remember putting it out the first day. I got a phone call from a number I didn't have. And it was a voicemail. So, of course, I didn't answer it. What kind of psycho answers a number they don't have? I didn't answer. I get a voicemail. It's like, hey, this is so-and-so from so-and-so, like, records we heard one more time on iTunes. We just thought we could have a conversation. I was like, it's happening. Move over Justin Bieber. It's happening. I call back. I'm like, hey, I got your I'm trying to be so professional. I'm like 19. Hey, I got your voicemail. Thanks so much for reaching out. I'd love to discuss what you... And then it just like laughed on the other line. Like, sorry, Trey, this is Jessica. Yeah, from... It's like this girl I knew who was just getting pranked by like a group of people on the other line. I remember just being like... I'd never felt so low. Pride-wise, confidence-wise, hope-wise. I was like... One moment it was Justin Bieber. The next moment I was... Bustin' Jeeber. I don't know what that meant. But one moment I was Justin Bieber. The next moment I was... William Hung. I don't know. That was it's a brutal story, man. Yeah, that was a beginning. We all just start somewhere. I remember my friends, we like put it out and they're like, cool, man. And a few years later, I was like, you guys are really supportive. You're good friends for just letting me think that was good. They're like, yeah. I've messaged over the years of, you got to try it for Idol. You got to try it for The Voice. Why don't you try it for American Idol? Why don't you try it for The Voice? I have! That's what I want to say. I tried, okay? Story time with Trey. Right when I started singing, American Idol came to... I was in Oklahoma at the time, Oklahoma City. They only came to Oklahoma City once. Very random. So we're like, we got to go. My friend's like, you got to go. You got to go. So we went, stayed up all night, waited online, did the whole thing. And it's not really what you think. Like, it's not... It's kind of a process. Like, you come back several times before you see the celebrity judges. And I made it through the first cut, which I thought was good, but I went to the next time, and I remember some of the producers were like, all right, it's a TV show, right? So confidence, really play it up. Walking in. I walk in, scared to death. And I just walk in, and I'm like, I don't even say anything. And someone goes, do you have a name? Oh, yeah, my name's Trey Kennedy. I'm from Oklahoma. And they're like, sing. And I at that point, I didn't realize there's such a thing as just like singing well. I thought I had to like do this thing. So I was like, well, I like did all this. And they're like, nah, it's a no. Thank you, though. And I just left. And then I got big on Vine, and The Voice reached out. They do that sometimes, like recruit people online. Like, hey, you can like skip this part of the tryout, like come to this tryout. And it was in Houston. I was like, oh, we gotta go. And some of my friends, we drove to Houston, dude. It's like 7-8 hours. I don't know, 9 hours. It's horrible. We went in, walked in. I'm gonna sing Frank Ocean's "Thinking About You" because that makes sense. Do you not think so far ahead? I've been thinking about forever. And they were like, no. I just drove 9 hours home. That was cool. You got to start somewhere, man, I guess. Yeah, you should try for The Voice. You should try for Idol. I have. But we got to do that anymore, people. We don't got to do that no more, Trey babies. My Tracy Diaz. we're going to do our own shows now. It's amazing. But I've been out here for a while. There's been a lot of embarrassing stories. I will never forget, in college, I did part of these shows, and I was going to do this solo. And so there's a group of like 30 boys and girls, pretty girls, cool guys. And they're like, hey, Trey's going to do this like really cool like run part. Like, do it really quick, Trey. I was like, I haven't even tried. Like, try it. I was like, voice crack that intense. And I just stopped and looked around. Everyone burst into laughter. Everyone. Those moments, man, they shape you. And I just looked around. It was quiet for like this long. And then I was so embarrassed. I've talked, I think I mentioned on here, like when fans or somebody all come and say what's up to me, it's great. People are like, man, Trey, we love your stuff. It's so encouraging. Thank you. But there's been a rare few times where people recognize me and then they aren't encouraging. Those will shape you too. They will. I'll never forget, back in college, I was in line for some fourth meal. Yeah, I was in line for a little chili dog at the end of a night. And behind me were a group of, from the college I was at, male cheerleaders. And they go like this. Hey guys, is that Vine sensation Trey Kennedy? I was just like, oh my gosh, I just got roasted by the whole male cheerleader team. Some like drunk dude in front of me just goes, don't listen to him, man. I was like, wow, thanks, dude. Sometimes drunk people are so nice. Hey guys, hey, look up ahead. It's the Vine guy, Trey Kennedy. Don't listen to him, man. Thanks, buddy. Your chili dog's on me. I guess in some ways it's good progress. Back in the male cheerleaders didn't have a lick of respect. Now they're able to just roast people and in line for chili dogs. I mean, that's kind of, if there's ever a positive spin, I'm always one for finding those. Y'all ever know the app Yik Yak? You remember that app? That app, if you don't know, it was basically an anonymous Twitter in your area. So like the app it was like use your location, and within, a 20-mile radius, you could just put a message, and then it would be like vote. If it had like the most votes, it would go to the top of your feed. So if it was like, in a college atmosphere, it'd be like, Susie from Pi-Fi is the prettiest. And if people agreed, they'd get on the app and see it and just like up it to the top. Well, I was at Oklahoma State, so it was like the only thing in this area is the college. And I was on Yik Yak every day getting, like the top 3 of the 5 Yik Yaks would just be like, Trey Kennedy sucks! Trey Kennedy's vines are freaking lame, dude. That was just an everyday thing. Those things shape you, man. I remember we did a performance thing. I got off stage, and everyone around me was on their phone laughing because the Yik Yaks all at the top were like, Trey Kennedy sucks at singing. Those moments will shape you, man. They will. That's, wow, this is so sad. I'm just kidding, man. We're out here doing things because we are killing it, and we don't care what the haters say, because I am always right. I am always right. And y'all are my peeps. We're killing it. Those are funny stories, and it's. Yeah, those things will shape you. They'll leave you lonely. I saw a thing recently on Instagram, the loneliness epidemic. It said like more than half Americans like feel lonely or like feel like they have no real connections with people in their life. And that's very sad. We definitely like created an environment here in America where it's like you work, you go home, we have Netflix, we have these phones where people are just kind of like killing time but not actually trying to like call anybody and chat. And so that's like we've created a problem, and that's sucks. But also like go make some friends. I mean, how many people go to work, go home, watch Netflix, repeat, and never like try to go and like join a club of any kind, or like volunteer anywhere in your area, or like try to meet someone at a coffee shop. Like, how many people just go to work, come home, eat, watch Netflix, go to bed, repeat, and like don't talk to anyone outside of like their coworkers? 99% of people. I was there for a bit. I used to like, I just had my few friends and I like didn't try. And then it kind of occurred to me, I'm like, this sucks. So I went out. I would just like find random things to go to and try to meet people. I mean, it sucks. Don't get me wrong. It sucks to go to a random like weird like church night where 80% of the people you talk to are kind of weird, and you just like, I hope to make one friend here, right? I hope to meet one person that gives me some kind of hope. Or you just have to keep going to those things. That's what I've done, and I feel like I've made friends. It sucks that it's so hard in America. It does. Because everyone's working all the time, and then everyone's like tired. But most people out here ain't trying out here. Like I've tried to like make friends that we have people over and like have a party or something. And so we try to invite new people. And I can't tell you how often people come over and they leave and like, I just didn't feel welcome. But they showed up and just like went to the corner on their phone and then left, and they're like, no one talked to me. Yeah. We aren't trying out here. It's just like you stand around with your phone out and you're like, no one's talking to me. I went to a party. I stood in the corner on my phone and no one talked to me. Their fault. No, it's your fault. Someone might have, I mean, I don't know. Just, I've been there, dude. I've been there, and I get it. Everyone's different. And if some people are very content having like their 3 friends and watching Netflix, you do you. That's all good. But if you're lonely, just like try to go to a random thing. That sucks. Get on the apps, man. Bumble, whatever. I know a lot of people go on apps and they like, yeah, we shouldn't date, but we can be like friends. That's cool. Wow, I give such great advice. Also, take this with a grain of salt, because I dress up like as a girl and make videos for a living. So I'm not really the greatest authority on life advice, but I saw the loneliest thing, and I've thought about that recently. Like, you got to go do stuff, man. It sucks, but once you do it, it's good. Because think how you ever made friends. Like in school, you had to go to school. That sucked. You had to go to the practice, like had to go to the thing your mom made you go to, and it sucked. But you made friends through it. And now you don't have mom or dad making you do anything, so you don't do anything, and you don't meet anyone. So you got to make yourself go to like, there's like a Bikes and Brews event Saturday morning. Okay, that doesn't sound that fun. I'd rather sleep till 11, but maybe you'll meet somebody. I don't know. Bikes and Brews is a bad example. All the people there will probably be like 48 and overweight, but you get what I'm saying. Anyways, I'm going to stop life advice because I'm probably not the best. Just kidding. I'm always right. Episode 9 wrapped. I appreciate y'all so much. Like I said, can't believe the tour was such a success and so fun. Appreciate y'all coming out. And yeah, we out here. Hit me up. Let me know. correctopinions@treykennedy.com is the email to submit things you want me to hear me talk about the podcast. It's really fun. I've had some hilarious stuff sent through that's made the podcast way better. Hit me on that. correctopinions@treykennedy.com. And just say what's up on social. Say Trey from the podcast sent you. All right? It's a different guy. Right? All right. Appreciate y'all. Do less. God bless. I'm out. See you next week. Correct opinion.